Hello, and welcome to Xanthan Gum, an overview. Brought to you by Xanthan Gum is a polysaccharide with many industrial uses, including as a common food additive. It is an effective thickening agent, emulsifier, and stabilizer that prevents ingredients from separating. It can be produced from simple sugars using a fermentation process and derives its name from the species of bacteria used, Xanthan campestris. History. Xanthan gum was discovered by Aline Rosalind Jeans and her research team at the United States Department of Agriculture and brought into commercial production by C.P. Kelco under the trade name Kelsen in the early years. It was approved for use in foods in 1968 and is accepted as a safe food additive in the USA, Canada, European countries, and many other countries, with E number E and CAS number 11,138-66-2. Xanthan gum derives its name from the species of bacteria used during the fermentation process, Xanthan campestris. This is the same bacterium responsible for causing black rot to form on broccoli, cauliflower, and other leafy vegetables. Uses. Xanthan gum, 1%, can produce a significant increase in the viscosity of a liquid in foods. Xanthan gum is common in salad dressings and sauces. It helps to prevent oil separation by stabilizing the emulsion, although it is not an emulsifier. Xanthan gum also helps suspend solid particles, such as spices. Xanthan gum helps create the desired texture in many ice creams. Toothpaste often contains xanthan gum as a binder to keep the product uniform. Xanthan gum also helps thicken commercial egg substitutes made from egg whites to replace the fat and emulsifiers found in yolks. It is also a preferred method of thickening liquids for those with swallowing disorders, since it does not change the color or flavor of foods or beverages at typical use levels. In gluten-free baking, xanthan gum is used to give the dough or batter the thickness that would otherwise be achieved with gluten. In most foods, it is used at concentrations of 0.5% or less. Xanthan gum is used in a wide range of food products, such as sauces, dressings, meat and poultry products, bakery products, confectionery products, beverages, dairy products, others. In the oil industry, xanthan gum is used in large quantities to thicken drilling mud. These fluids carry the solids cut by the drilling bit to the surface. Xanthan gum provides great low-end rheology. When circulation stops, the solids remain suspended in the drilling fluid. The widespread use of horizontal drilling and the demand for good control of drilled solids has led to its expanded use. It has been added to concrete poured underwater to increase its viscosity and prevent washout. In cosmetics, xanthan gum is used to prepare water gels. It is also used in oil and water emulsions to enhance droplet coalescence. Xanthan gum is under preliminary research for its potential uses in tissue engineering to construct hydrogels and scaffolds supporting three-dimensional tissue formation. Shear thinning. The viscosity of xanthan gum solutions decreases with higher shear rates. This is called shear thinning or pseudoplasticity. This means that a product subjected to shear, whether from mixing, shaking or chewing, will thin. When the shear forces are removed, the food will thicken again. In salad dressing, the addition of xanthan gum makes it thick enough at rest in the bottle to keep the mixture fairly homogeneous, but the shear forces generated by shaking and pouring thins it so it can be easily poured. When it exits the bottle, the shear forces are removed and it thickens again, so it clings to the salad. Amounts used. The greater the ratio of xanthan gum added to a liquid, the thicker the liquid will become. An emulsion can be formed with as little as 0.1% by weight. Increasing the amount of gum gives a thicker, more stable emulsion up to 1% xanthan gum. A teaspoon of xanthan gum weighs about 2.5 grams and brings 1 cup to 150 ml of water to a 1% concentration to make a foam. Xanthan gum is typically used. Larger amounts result in larger bubbles and denser foam. Egg white powder percent with xanthan gum yields bubbles similar to soap bubbles. Health. Evaluation of workers exposed to xanthan gum dust found evidence of a link to respiratory symptoms in May 2011. The FDA issued a press release about Simplithic, a food thickening additive containing xanthan gum as the active ingredient, warning parents, caregivers, and healthcare providers not to feed Simplithic to premature infants. Safety. According to a 2017 safety review by a scientific panel of the European Food Safety Authority (EFSA), xanthan gum European food additive number E415 is extensively digested during intestinal fermentation and causes no adverse effects, even at high intake amounts. The EFSA panel found no concern about genotoxicity from long-term consumption. The EFSA concluded that there is no safety concern for the general population when xanthan gum is consumed as a food additive. Processing by microbiome. In a 1993 study, a group of 18 volunteers were fed 15 grams of xanthan gum per day for 10 days. At this intake level, xanthan gum showed strong laxative effects, increasing stool output and frequency, but had variable effects on gastrointestinal transit time. Before the feeding trials, only people had stool samples that degraded xanthan gum, but after the feeding trial, volunteers produced stool samples that degraded xanthan gum. The authors concluded that this demonstrated adaptation of the gastrointestinal microbes, collectively known as the gut microbiome, to the consumption of xanthan gum. In 2022, scientists found that a microbe from the family Ruminocaceae was present in human stool samples and was capable of degrading xanthan gum. In contrast to soil microbes that remove the branching mannose prior to breakdown of the polymer, the Ruminocaceae has an enzyme that can hydrolyze xanthan gum directly. The authors also found 2 additional microbes from the genus Bacteroides that were able to grow on xanthan gum or leukocyte shredders produced by enzymes from the Ruminocaceae. When authors searched for these xanthan gum consuming microbes in publicly available data, they found that microbiomes from people in industrialized countries commonly harbored these microbes, but they were undetectable in several populations of pre-industrialized or hunter-gatherer societies. These experiments suggest that consumption of xanthan gum can alter an individual's microbiome and may be causing longer-term effects on human microbiomes at the population scale. Preparation. Xanthan gum is produced by the fermentation of glucose and sucrose. The medium is well aerated and stirred, and the xanthan polymer is produced extracellularly into the medium. After 1 to 4 days, the polymer is precipitated from the medium by the addition of isopropyl alcohol, and the precipitate is dried and milled to give a powder that is readily soluble in water or brine. It is composed of pentasaccharide repeat units, comprising glucose, mannose, and gluturonic acid in the molar ratio. A strain of X. campestris has been developed that will grow on lactose, which allows it to be used to process whey, a waste product of cheese production. This can produce 30 kg xanthan gum for every 40 kg of whey powder. Whey-derived xanthan gum is commonly used in many commercial products, such as shampoos and salad dressings. Detail of the biosynthesis. Synthesis originates from glucose, a substrate for synthesis of the sugar nucleotides precursors UDP glucose, UDP gluconate, and GDP mannose that are required for building the pentasaccharide repeat unit. This links the synthesis of xanthan to carbohydrate metabolism. The repeat units are built up under couplanophosphate lipid carriers that are anchored in the cytoplasmic membrane-specific glycosyltrans for a sequentially transfer the sugar moieties of the nucleotide sugar xanthan precursors to the lipid carriers. Acetyl and pyruvyl residues are added as non-carbohydrate decorations. Mature repeat units are polymerized and exported in a way resembling the Z-dependent polysaccharide synthesis mechanism of Enterobacteriaceae. Products of the gum gene cluster drive synthesis, polymerization, and export of the repeat unit. References. Thank you for watching our video on xanthan gum brought to you by The Curific. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.